Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we are taking a look at the Klim Rohn Parka available at RevZilla.com. So if you are familiar with Klim's snow apparel, there are two different lines. There's a non-insulated version and an insulated line. So what you have is the insulated line is for you folks out there riding in colder weather that's typically going to be wet East Coast snow, and you're using this sled for as much, active riding. You're using it more for transport versus the non-insulated options, which work better for the lighter, powderier snow found out in the West Coast, where you might be doing a little bit more active riding. So the Roan Parka is going to be the top of the food chain in Klim's insulated line of snow apparel. This is going to throw the kitchen sink at what you're getting. You're getting premium platinum insulation from Thinsulate. This is going to be the top of the line Thinsulate insulation. There's Thinsulate G, Thinsulate C. They're going to use the platinum version in this. We're going to get into what that means for you. Hydrophobic. It's going to be high loft, very comfortable, very warm. And then you're also going to have 3-layer performance shell Gore-Tex with this, which means not only are you going to stay dry, water is not getting in, but it helps to breathe and just kind of lift away any of the sweat or moisture that you might be building up in your body. You're going to have 6 direct vents, so if you do start to overheat, you can open those up. The Roan Parka is going to be your top of the line in Klim's food chain for insulated gear. So before we get into what all of this means for you, really the number one key thing here is going to be sizing. George on my left-hand side is a commanding presence. He can look me in the eye. He stands at 6'3", 215 pounds, 43.5-inch chest, and a 38-inch waist rather. We have him in a size large, and this is going to correlate with Klim's size chart. This is a very large jacket on George. If he was going to purchase this, he would probably size down to a medium. So keep that in mind. If you're looking at the size chart from Klim, you're definitely going to want to size down at least one full size for the Roan. You have 3 different colors available. The black, which George is sporting on my left-hand side. There's also an orange and a blue option, and sizes will range from a small up to a 3XL. Just keep in mind, it is that very generous American cut, and you are going to want to size down. So Klim is known for their role in outdoor apparel, both in on-road, off-road, ADV, snow. There's a wide variety of premium products in Klim's lineup to help you tackle whatever adventure sets in front of you. And with that Roan Parka, this is that premium offering for insulated cold weather snow. This is that $550 price point. If you're looking for something that's a little more comfort-oriented, maybe a cross between their insulated and non-insulated apparel, check out the Kiwana. The Kiwana is going to use more localized insulation, and it's going to be a little more comfort-oriented and a little bit more mobile, than what we're seeing with the Roan. The Roan is that big, beefy, guaranteed to keep you warm, keep you dry. And it's the materials that are coming into play with the Roan that we're really going to see, that set this apart from other parkas in Klim's family. You're looking at 600D reinforced nylon in the elbows and the shoulders, a 200D chassis. The whole shell that we're seeing here, the real story here is going to be the 3-layer Gore-Tex performance shell. Now, Gore-Tex is guaranteed to keep you dry. We all know that water is not getting in. But it's a 3-layer performance shell that's really a story as far as helping to wick that moisture away. And that's really what you're getting with the different layers of Gore-Tex. Because when you're out there and it's cold and you start to sweat, that cold moisture sitting against your skin makes you cold regardless of the amount of insulation you have on here. So the Gore-Tex helps to take that moisture and pull it away. Now they're going to use this in correlation with the Thinsulate Platinum insulation. Now we talked at the beginning, Thinsulate Platinum is your top of the line insulation from Thinsulate. And really what you're getting with the Platinum, it's high loft, hydrophobic, and you have multiple layers coming into play here. So what you have is you have anywhere from 350 to 400 grams of insulation. That is a massive amount of warming insulation in this parka. And it is a big, beefy design. You can feel it as you just, sorry, I'm touching George here, but you can, there's just a bulk to this jacket that we haven't seen from Klim otherwise. And they've split the layers. So the actual innermost layer is 200 grams of silicone coated insulation. And they do this to, in addition to the platinum, it helps to keep it hydrophobic, so it's not going to absorb moisture. So all the Gore-Tex that's pulling that moisture away, using that platinum insulation, that insulation won't absorb the moisture, because the last thing you need is for that sweat to come off of your body and then build up in the insulation, and then the jacket again loses temperature, loses warmth, and you get cold. So they've really thought out the main materials all working in conjunction to maintain warmth throughout this piece. Starting with the collar, overall design, mid-height to the collar, really comfortable fleece lining on the inside. single snap closure. You do have that reinforced 600D in the shoulders, in the elbows for this. And the one thing you really can't see is every time that there's a seam joined, they use Gore-Tex stitching to just give extra little pops of reinforcement. It's those little thought out pieces that add to the longevity of a Klim piece. You can put this on and 10, 15, 20 years later, you're using the same piece. It's built to hold up over time. As we move our way down the arm, pops for reflectivity. George, I'm gonna hold your hand up here for a second. You are going to have a total of 6 vents for this. So if you do start to overheat, you need to cool down. You're going to have direct venting to the body. This is going to bypass the Gore-Tex layer as well as the insulation layer. And you're going to get direct venting on the bicep, YKK water-resistant zips, nice beefy pulls, again, with the Gore-Tex stitching. And as we work our way down to the hand on this, what you're going to have is you have a snow cuff, monkey paw, put your gloves on, and then the snow cuff is going to go over top of that to make sure that you're not getting any snow or moisture pushing up, causing you any kind of cold or discomfort. George, you can go ahead and set your hand down. Thank you, sir. As we move down the front, you are going to have dual vents on either side. Like I said, 6 vents total, and you can see as I pull this back, direct venting to the body with that YKK water-resistant zip. So when it's closed, you have the flap over top. You are completely waterproof, and when you open that up, it gives you direct venting to the body, bypasses both the Gore-Tex as well as the insulative layer. And then you have 2 chest pockets. On the left-hand side, you can easily see the chest pocket there. And then the other one is actually hidden behind the weather flap on this. And you'll see there is an extra chest pocket back there as well. So dual chest pockets, and then nice, comfortable fleece-lined hand warmer pockets on this. You put your gloves, or take your gloves off, put your hands in there. Very comfortable. The fleece keeps your mitts nice and toasty. George, I'm going to have you face sideways for me for a second. Working down the side, very clean lines, very slight pre-curve, but it's really the reinforcements at the elbow that I want to show. You do have the pops for reflectivity working down the back of the arm as well, back of the arm, back of the forearm on this. Maximum visibility if you are out there riding your sled at night. George, I'm going to have you face backwards for me. Now with the top, you will see there is going to be a shock cord adjuster at the top, which allows you to kind of fine-tune, cinch that down to make sure there's no snow or cold pushing up underneath your helmet. Pop reflectivity, and then you are going to have 2 main vents running down the back. Nice vertical vents for all that airflow that's coming through. You can get all that airflow pulling out the back as well. And you will have a shock cord adjuster with adjustments on either side, so you can fine-tune how much you want this cinched down to make sure there's no snow or moisture pushing up from the bottom of the jacket. And there is going to be a shock cord adjuster on either side of this jacket. George, you may face forward for me. So I'm going to have you unsnap, unzip. While he's doing that, YKK Vislon zip. And as we open this up, the first thing that we're going to come to is the snow skirt on this. You're going to see there's a 2-snap adjuster, so you can fine-tune exactly how you want this to fit. And as I pop this open, remember the real key feature to the snow skirt is that it keeps any kind of moisture, rain, snow from pushing up underneath. And George is wearing this with the matching Roan bib. It's going to be a perfect complement for the Roan Parka because it's the same layer of Gore-Tex, same layer of Thinsulate platinum insulation. And if you want all the information on that, you can check out the detailed breakdown video on the Roan bib as well. But the snow skirt, one of the things you'll notice here, I'm super keen on the fact that there's this rubberized gripper panel on the bottom, and it really helps to hold the snow skirt in place. So we talked about it doesn't allow snow or moisture up from the bottom, but this also helps to keep the parka down and secure so it's not riding up on you when you're out there, on your sled. Moving through the rest of the jacket on the inside, you'll notice that the pockets are mirrored on both sides. So you have a Napoleon pocket up top, same on the left side as the right side, and you're also going to have a cargo pocket. No closure for the top of this, but maximizing storage on the inside as well as all those additional pockets you have on the outside. Comfortable fleece, you can see we talked about that fleece line collar, works its way down to a micro fleece, and then there's also going to be a taffeta base, which just adds to the overall comfort as well as warmth with what we're seeing for the Roan Parka. George, you may go ahead and zip up for me. So for riders out there looking for maximum warmth in extreme colds when you're out there on your sleds, the Roan Parka is definitely an option to consider in Klim's lineup. Remember, this is that premium offering around that $550 price point. There's a lot of folks out there that are utilizing Klim gear to keep them warm in the snow. And if you want to hear more about what they have to say, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there using Klim gear on their rides. If you have more questions for one of our gear geeks, reach out by phone at 877-792-9455 or simply shoot us an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Klim Rohn Parka. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.